Huh, I think it's another catfish. Yep. He's risky. Oh, there he goes. Pretty nice bass. Pretty good fish. Another catfish. Must be a lot of these old cats up in here. I've caught several in the last couple of trips. 2 today. He sure is beat up. I don't know why. There he goes. So what I'm fishing here right now is a Carolina rig. I'm fishing a 7-inch curly tail worm, pumpkin seed color. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a big curly tail, puts out a lot of vibration. I like that when I'm doing a Carolina rig. And using a 3/4 ounce sinker, and then I got about a 2.5 foot leader with the worm on it. So I'm about 75 yards or so off the shoreline, and it's a big flat right here, and the flat goes out and it's a subtle drop into the river channel. It's not a big drop off, just a few feet, but it's a good place for the fish to hang, and the bait fish are going up and down through here. I've been seeing quite a bit of bait, so that's why I decided to come out here and try this. Carolina rig's not my favorite, but in situations like this it can really be good. I can cover the flat quicker than I could with like a Texas rig worm. What I do is just kind of drag it along the bottom. Now I can feel that thing bouncing off all kinds of cover down there. There's a lot of trees and things that have washed down over the years down the river, and then they get over on this flat and they land and they stick. That's really good cover for bass, especially if they're going to sit out here and wait on a bait fish to come by. It gives them something to hide beside. I don't think it's very big. I'm gonna swing him in. Pretty little fish. I got him on that Carolina rig with that curly tail worm right there. Fella, let's put you back in the lake. Alright, so right here, where I'm fishing now, I've come down maybe a couple hundred yards from where I started up there, and the river channel makes a bend right here. Like I say, it's a very subtle drop off, but there's a lot of dead trees and stuff under the water. The water's a little dingy, you can't see real well, but there's trees there. Like I say, I'm just moving that worm kind of slow along the bottom. Now that great big sinker right there in front of the worm, as it's going along on the bottom, it's kicking up dirt and probably making noise. I think that helps get their attention, but I like for the worm to be back here pretty far from the sinker. Like I say, that's probably at least 2.5 foot. Some people make this leader shorter, but I like a long one. There he is. Yeah, I like to see him jump. Pretty good fish. Pretty nice fish. All right, I'm gonna swing him in. He's hooked good. Oh yeah. Look yonder. Old Carolina rig. Pretty nice bass. All right, buddy, let's turn you back in the lake. There you go, show off a little bit. Ha 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 ha. He ran towards me. Oh, there he is. Oh. Pretty bass. Look at the belly on him. He's fat. Alright, let's put that one back in there. Hopefully he'll get bigger. We'll catch him again another day. Alright, fella. There you go. Yeah, there he is. Oh yeah, look at him jump. That looks like a good fish. That's a nice fish. And I believe I got him hooked. I think I can just swing him in. I'm going to try it. Come on, buddy. There we go. Oh, yeah. I'll take it. Well, he's hooked good, too. There he is. Nice bass. Pretty fish. Passing in June. Alright, so I'm out here at the lake again this morning, doing a little bass fishing, and started out the morning throwing crankbaits around some steep rock banks, as that had worked for me last week. I'd caught several good fish doing that. It was a little slow this morning, and so I switched over to a Texas rig Zoom Lizard, and I'm still fishing the deep rock banks. And I caught one small bass, and I caught 2 catfish, which I wasn't looking for them, but it was fun reeling them in anyway. So I decided to change tactics here in the middle of the day and Carolina rig, and I don't do that a whole lot. Really not my favorite thing, but sometimes it works. So I'll show you what I'm using here. I'm using a 7-foot heavy action rod with a bait caster reel, and I got braid line on there. I'm not a big fan of braid, but for the Carolina rig it's really good because a lot of times you hang up and I can pull that big sinker loose with the braid. That's 50-pound braid. So what I do, the way I rig it is I've got the 3/4 ounce egg sinker. I think we can see that maybe. 3/4 ounce egg sinker. Then I got a plastic bead right there. Then I tie it to a swivel. And then to that swivel, I've got my leader out of mono, my monofilament. I think it's 15 pound. And I got a 3/0 worm hook. And I'm fishing a big curly tail worm. It's about a 7-inch worm. It's got a lot of bulk, a big curly tail, makes a lot of vibration. I like a worm like that when I'm fishing a Carolina rig. I want a lot of movement, a lot of vibration. I want them to see it. So, and that worm is in pumpkin seed color. So anyway, my leader is probably about 2 foot, maybe a little bit more. I like the leader to be kind of far behind the sinker. Some people fish it closer, but I like for that worm to be back here behind the sinker bouncing along pretty far back. So once again, I got a 3/0 hook, a leader, I got a barrel swivel tied to my braid, and then I got this plastic bead, and then a 3/4 ounce egg sinker. Now that plastic bead right there actually serves 2 purposes. One, this great big sinker is slamming, and it keeps it from slamming into the knot. If I didn't have that bead there, that big sinker would be beating that knot on that swivel. So the bead gives me a little protection that the sinker will hit the bead. Also, that sinker clacks against that bead, so it's making a little bit of noise, and maybe that'll attract fish. I don't know if it will or not, but it might. So that's the way I rig that. All right. And so the area that I was using that on was a big flat. And I like this rig on big flats, underwater humps, or long points that go way out into the main channel, because I can cover the area a lot quicker than I can with, say, a regular Texas rig worm where I'm working real slow. I can take that worm on that Carolina rig and I can drag it along and move pretty quick, and it's good for finding fish, and it can be very, very effective when fish are out there in places like that. And this morning I noticed a lot of bait fish out there on the main channel, and that's what prompted me to go ahead and try this and get out there. So it didn't do great, but I did catch a few fish. Caught a couple nice ones, and I'm going to keep on trying it here for a little while, and we'll see what happens.